Okay. Background. Tell me about jobs you've worked in the past, everything you have that qualifies you for this position.
Be glad to echo. I started with the Missouri Highway Missouri Department. That's what it was called then, and I started out here at Edina in the 70s. In that time period, I worked with several very good people that taught me basically how to use a scoop shovel, and that's where I started with Missouri Department of Transportation. I just had, like most everybody in the county, I had a high school education. And for several years, I used that scoop shovel all up and down whatever we were doing. That's what my job was, driving trucks, plowing snow. And then somewhere in that time period, I became an operator of a motor grader, which at that time was a very, very good job, very hard job, very technical type job. And for 14 years, I ran that motor grader, and other things. Now there were other things, but that was my main job, was to operate a motor grader, and working with small crews, leading small crews, filling in wherever anything needed to be done. I was one of those kind of employees that I could usually get something done with it with the help of the other employees. Now it's not a one-person type job. And that's something that I learned for leadership and other things, is we all work together. We are all on the same team. And did that, had a chance to move up for a promotion, and that job opening was in Kirksville. And at that time, I think the job title was a regional maintenance supervisor, supervisor. And no, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe it was, anyway, the job title was Senior Highway Maintenance Foreman. That's what it was. And I worked at that for several years in Kirksville, and basically that job entailed, had a crew of 13 to 16 employees, and was assigned, and would assign those employees certain jobs. And then we would have seasonal employees, and during snow removal, we had even more employees. And this was in a transition time with the Missouri Highway Department. They went from Highway Department to Missouri MoDOT, and in that time period there was job changes. They were coming online with electronics, and I was put on not several, but a couple of good committees that would help me here. That was in budgeting. Worked in this committee at Jefferson City at the headquarters, and I kept that position the whole time that I was with the Highway Department as I moved up and progressed up through the Highway Department. Such things as budgeting, learning how to put it online electronically, the things that worked, the things that didn't work. There was a team of us. I wasn't just the one. There were several of us. Now, if I'm going too long or whatever.
You're okay.
And so anyway, there were several of us. We would meet, I don't know, 4 or 5 times a year and go through different things. And it was usually a 2 or 3 day session. Then there was an opening came along for the job title area supervisor. And that entailed 3 counties and more employees, more road responsibilities. And I had that for several years. That was also in Kirksville, Adair County, Schuyler County, part of Putnam County.
What year did that start?
Oh.
90s?
Yeah, it was in the late 90s, mid-90s. It would have been in the mid-90s. And I had that for a couple, 3 years. There became an opening in Jefferson City at headquarters. I think the job title at that time was Park Roads Coordinator, but it was in transition too. And the job title eventually became Regional Maintenance Superintendent 2. And across the state, I'm rather proud of this, across the state at that time there were just 85 of us. Out of 3,000 3,500 maintenance employees for the highway department. That made me feel very, very, very good to have reached that kind of a level with the highway department. And so I worked there on different projects, so many that I hate to even talk about, different things that would come up and I would go check out or to do on. I was on a snow removal team that decided policy, that decided the number of employees that were needed at different locations, the chemicals that we were going to use, the rate of application for snow removal, of material to be used in snow removal, all those kind of things. Besides that, then I was along for new innovations, new equipment. I worked in that field. Anything new that came along, come through our office. I was one of 6 that got to design and work on what we call today a tow plow, T-O-W-P-L-O-W. And that tow plow is a snow plow that we pull, not push. First one in the world. And you should Google that.
I've seen pictures, actually.
Okay, well, there was 5 of us that worked on that, and I wasn't by any means any leader or anything else. I was just on that team. We were all farm people, our background, and we knew something about plowing in the fields, and took that knowledge and progressed. And I think those tow plows are sold all over the world today. Big plows now. They clear 3 lanes of traffic, and pretty proud of that one too.
So when did you end your career with MoDOT?
Fair question. 2005, I think it was October.
How many years had you put in with this?
I put in 28 and a half.
So that's incredible.
And yes, I've been very fortunate in my life to be able to start to say to people that I started with a scoop shovel. I literally did. And to work your way up. And I'm not the only one now. There are many of us in the highway department that are that way. And by the way, I'm rather proud of the highway department, and insofar as that's the 6th largest highway system in the nation, Missouri is.
Right.
And we've done a lot of things, and we're very proud of it. And the employees, they are exceptional. And I hope to bring that knowledge here and use that to help something that I truly enjoy doing, and that's working in Knox County and helping the people and trying to bring us all together as a team to do all we can for Knox County to make it a better place.
Let's talk about the process of being appointed.
Mm-hmm.
Can you when did your mind start turning, I think I might want to do this job?
That's a fair question, and I've run that over in my mind several times. I had several people that had come to me and mentioned it to me, and I was very involved in my trying to get my funeral director's license. And I told myself, as active as Carol and I are in the community, and we both are, or we try to be, I didn't want to do it. And I just tell you the truth about it. I kept hearing from different people, nothing about politics or anything else, just different people that said, you're wasting the talent that you have, that the leadership and the talent that I'd gotten, or not the talent, but the experience that I'd gotten from the highway department, that I'm not using that.
Right.
And Carol and I want to add more to that. Carol and I wanted to very much to move back to Knox County, and we both had very careers, different careers, but extensive careers that we want to help Knox County, and just with our knowledge and our leadership.
So the process of
the rest of the
applying, that's okay.
Then I applied online, like everyone did. Came here to this room, applied through the Democrat committee, was selected as one of the 3 candidates, and then it was strictly the governor's office of administration, whatever it is, that did the selection. And ultimately, it was the governor.
So, what was it like waiting to find out?
If you've been through my career, you would know that I'm always one of those that have got something on the burner, so to speak, and I'm always watching or waiting for something. And the one thing that I would tell you, that's part of my experience with the highway department. When you're a state employee, you learn to wait. And it's something that's just whenever it happens. My career in the Navy was the same way. Sometimes you got things done when on time, and other times it's hurry up and wait.
So when you got the call, who called? Was it the governor? Was it?
No, it was not. It was the boards and commissions director, A.J. Fox, no relation, in name only, and he told me, he informed me. What was it? Day before yesterday, or Monday anyway, I think it was.
And what did he say? Congratulations?
Yes, and he did say congratulations, and he said that the governor has selected you, and he's authorized me to tell you that, or inform you that you've been selected by the governor, and it's a great honor, very, very much an honor.
What did you feel like?
Just as I do now. I'm in the bottom of the rung of a ladder that I've climbed other times in my life, and I'm looking up at it and saying that's going to be a long, long ladder to climb, but I'll do it.
Great. So some of the issues, it's kind of jump right in because you're going from here. You're going into the training.
Yes, I'm going to on training today. As a matter of fact, I was looking at the clock over your shoulder. I'm going to have to get out of here, but basically we leave this morning at 10 o'clock to go to Columbia to go through a 3-day training or 2.5-day training. It's a mandatory training, and I'm looking forward to it. And meeting other commissioners. I think that's very important to get camaraderie going in with other counties around us, to see what they do. Maybe we can implement something here, or to show them what we do so they can maybe implement. In other words, it's back to what I said, communication and work together in Knox County to make it a better place.
And with the 2 other commissioners, Roger and Evan, do you guys have good energy? Have you spent any time together yet?
Fair enough. First of all, Roger and I have worked together for, I don't know, I'll say 20 years, give or take, somewhere in that neighborhood of my career. And we have very good rapport. And Evan and I have developed a relationship, and it was kind of a unique way that we got started. I was a volunteer fireman here for many years, and Evan came on board shortly, I don't know, sometime in that time period. We got to be very good friends. And as a fireman, you trust somebody with your life, literally. And I'm pretty sure I've done that a time or two with Evan already, and I think the same back. And those are the kind of things that bring good camaraderie, and we have that.
Benefit of being in a tight community.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay, so one issue that I'm sure is on a lot of people in the county's mind is CAFOs, concentrated animal feeding operations. There's one side that doesn't want to see any more at all. There are people that would like to see some with a little bit more leeway, but with rules.
I understand where you're coming from, and as of now, I'm always susceptible to looking at something and changing my mind. I'm not one that stands and draws a line and says, I won't change my mind. I'm not that way. As my opinion as of now is, the issue and the only issue that I see with CAFOs anywhere is the smell. And that is a huge issue with me. And until that issue is changed or addressed better than it is, I'm not in favor of doing anything more than what we are right now.
As in keeping with our...
Staying right with the policy as it is right now.
Are you familiar with our...
Some of it, yes, but mostly no. And that's where I expect to get my guidance from these two. And anybody else that has it, I'm open, always open to talk to anybody about anything.
Okay.
That's something that I have learned, and through the years working with the highway department, and quite honestly, that's the way you move up and do things. And if you're going to be a leader in the community, that's what you have to do, is listen to somebody else that maybe has an opinion not the same as yours. And I can do that.
Very good. So, you're a Knox County boy,
yes.
Native.
Yes.
Born and raised.
Yes. Started, yes. As a matter of fact, started here. Mother and Dad brought me into the world right after the World War II, and have lived here off and on the rest of my life. I left for several years to be in the Navy, and went to Vietnam, as most of us my age did, and came back. We settled in. Carol and I found each other, which, by the way, I think this is kind of funny. Carol and I went to school together. And Carol lived, 2 blocks from me. In all that time that we were growing up, or for the most part, we lived within 2 blocks of each other. And I didn't discover her until 1973. And what am I saying? I'm saying she's the boss in the family, and she should be. She's a lot smarter than her husband, and he listens to her.
And children?
We've got 2 sons. One son works for the federal government, and he and his wife, Stephanie, live in Springfield, Missouri. His wife, Stephanie, is a recent physician assistant, has gotten her degree, and she's going to be going to work in one of the hospitals in Springfield, Missouri. Our youngest son, Mark, and his wife, Emily, live in Springfield, Illinois, and she works in education in the state office of the state of Illinois education office, one of their many offices in Springfield. And my son, Mark, is a district manager for Aldi Foods. And so we get to see them, and somebody asks us, usually Carol or I, where they live, and we say Springfield. And they say, they both live together? No, or in the same town? No, Springfield, Missouri, and Springfield, Illinois. Okay. And I'm very proud of them.
And very many grandchildren?
Not a one. Now, I don't think they know what that stuff's for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was awesome.